Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here. Today I'm going to do a review of my Glock P80 or the Pistol 80. This is kind of long overdue because I had this gun for a while and just haven't really had time to do a formal review of it. But as you can see, it comes in this nice cardboard box. Now, the P80 is basically a Lipsy's distributor exclusive Glock 17 that is modeled after the original Glock P80 Austrian military handgun. You know, back in 1980 when the Austrian military was looking for a new handgun, Gaston Glock, or Gaston Glock, however you want to pronounce his name, he made knives and tools and things like that. He decided to, give the firearms industry a whirl. And man, did he come out with a winner, because he won the contract. And in 1982, the Glock P80 was the first Glock pistol and the new Austrian military handgun. And then, of course, it became the Glock 17, and then the rest is history. But as you can see, we have this nice cardboard box. It's not really cardboard, it's some other kind of material. As you can see, mine is a little bit damaged. I got this on Gunbroker and it kind of got damaged in shipping, which is okay, I guess. But it's a nice box. It has a magnetic flap here. And we're going to pull the internal box out. If I can do this without damaging the external box. And of course you have your manual and your lock in there. I'm not really going to show that off, but it is a nice manual that comes with this gun. So, nice box. I just kind of wish mine didn't get damaged. Set that aside. Inside, we have the original, what Glocks came in back in the day, the original Tupperware container. And inside, basically what you have is a Glock, a Gen 1 Glock 17. Now, it is not an exact replica, but it is basically the closest thing you can get to a Gen 1 Glock 17 in today's market, unless you actually get a real Glock 17 Gen 1. This is the closest thing you're ever going to get to, probably. As you can see here, we have an extra magazine. These are, I believe, Gen 3 magazines, so they're not Gen 1s. You have your little Glock loading speed loader tool, so that's kind of cool. You have your cleaning rod. You have your little, take the gun out. It's in a little clip in there, but you have your little cleaning brush. I'll set that back there. And then of course you have the actual Glock P80 pistol. Again, it's basically a Glock Gen 1. Let's make sure that it's empty. Of course, you have the magazine is unloaded, and of course it's unloaded. So, key characteristics of a P80 or a Gen 1 Glock is, of course, the pebble textured grip. There is no additional, more aggressive texturing on the back strap or the front strap. There's none of that. There is no rail, and there's not any more aggressive texturing here. There's, of course, the pebble texturing, and aside from the Gen 2, which I have a Gen 2, so it's kind of hard for me to differentiate this from any other, or, from another Glock, because that's the only other Glock I have is a Gen 2. But yeah, that's pretty much the only differences externally. Some other differences you'll probably notice from other Glocks would be the single pin design here. And let's see here. Let's take the magazine out. Just take it apart. So I'm not entirely sure, but I always thought that the original Glocks had a a non-captive recoil spring, the P80, and then my Gen 2 Glock 22 has a captive recoil spring, which is better than a non-captive recoil spring in my opinion, but I'm not sure if that's correct. The barrel, I will tell you, the barrel is not a true P80 barrel like the original P80s. Now, the original P80s had like a millimeter or half a millimeter skinnier barrel. They were called like a pencil barrel, and that's what's different there, but not a big deal. Has your basic Glock polymer sights. Try to get there we go, my camera to focus. So there's your basic Glock polymer sights, same sights that is on any Glock really. And of course you have your polygonal barrel rifling. Internally I believe it's basically just a Gen 3 Glock, which makes sense because if you want parts, like if you need additional parts or spare parts, it's so much easier to find parts for a Gen 3 than a Gen 1. No finger grooves. You have this little cutout here. I forget what they call that. Not a fan of that. And truth be told, I much prefer the Gen 2 Glock over the Gen 1, mainly because of the actual texturing. If you ever held a Gen 1 Glock, man, this thing, it just feels slippery. I mean, I haven't shot this yet because I'm not really shooting right now because of the ammo shortage, but I could just see myself, the gun like shifting in my hand because there's really no texture on the front and on the back to keep it from twisting in my hand. So why did I buy this gun? Because it's, for me, it's a collector's thing. I've always wanted a Gen 1 Glock. I'm a big fan of full-sized military or police style pistols, and this one definitely falls in that category. I like the Berettas, and I like the Smith & Wessons and the CZs and the Brownings and all those. And the Glock 17 falls in that category, and this one specifically kind of just has a special place because it's the original, or it's based on the original. There's really not much else to say. I will say the slide finish is not the Tennifer finish, and the Glock hasn't had a Tennifer finish slide in a long time because I think there's like some environmental issues and why they're not offered in that finish anymore. But Glock does have a very nice finish on their pistols. My Gen 2, I've had that gun for a while, and it goes in my holster, and I carry it around the farm, and I've never had any issues with it rusting, and I'm sure this finish is no different. One key characteristic that is not right on a P80 for a P80 pistol is the serial number should not be on the frame, as you can see right here. That's just an American thing. That's how our laws work. Normally, in Austria, the serial number would just be on the slide, and of course the serial number is on the barrel of the slide and the frame, which is something Glock does. And, by the way, this gun is made in Austria, so you have an Austrian military pistol reproduction made in Austria. It's not made in the United States or anywhere else, so that's kind of cool. And of course, it actually does say, focus, it actually does say P80 on it. It does not say G17 or 17, and it says 9x19 for the caliber. And again, I'm not the end-all be-all expert on Glock pistols. I can't tell you every single thing that is period correct and is not period correct on this gun, but I will say that as time went on, of course, you had, in the Gen 3 and the Gen 4, you had the finger grooves, and then you got to the replaceable back straps, and you had your rails and stuff for lights and lasers, and you had bigger mag releases in the Gen 4s and Gen 5s. Of course, that is a small mag release, and I don't know if it's just because of the texture or what, but this mag release seems a little bit harder to get to than on my Gen 2 Glock 22. But that's not a big deal. I did not buy this gun to be a defensive pistol. I really just bought it to add to my collection and to take to the range every now and then. This is not going to be a safe queen or anything like that. I'm not just gonna not shoot it. I'm not shooting right now in general, because ammo is hard to find and it's expensive. I'm kind of conserving my ammo. I do get out and shoot every now and then with mostly 22s and shotguns, but I do occasionally get out and shoot, just not as much as I would like to, and definitely not as much as I used to. But anyway, that is the Glock P80. That's a Lipsy's distributor exclusive Glock pistol, and it's basically a Gen 1 Glock with a few differences to make it a little more modern, a little bit easier to get parts, and of course, manufacturing wise, it just makes more sense to make them the way that they did. But externally, it looks pretty damn close to a P80 Glock or a Gen 1 Glock 17. So I definitely like it, and I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. It is part of the collection, and will continue to be part of the collection. So that's it for that video. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.